You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
I've watched on glory holes, and a lot of times the guys can't get it going.
What glory hole? What is this? What is this, like a live glory hole feed? What is this?
No, I just have, that my preferred porn genre is the glory holes.
So, and then sometimes it sounds pretty real if they can't get it up.
Oh, yeah. I've Dirty D in the Porn Star Theater.
It's not real.
There's some guys that can't get it off.
Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Potter.
And I'm Karen Lee Potter.
That's my mother.
And that's my son.
We chat about sex on a weekly basis and all the things you typically don't talk about with a parent.
We like to make the most uncomfortable conversations comfortable.
So strap in,
strap on,
and enjoy the ride. A woman is about to sleep with 1,000 men in one day. Mother, what do you think about this?
More power to that woman.
More power to her?
The whole idea sounds completely exhausting.
I could barely have sex with one person for more than 5 hours.
Have you ever had sex with more than one person in a day?
No.
I have.
You
yes.
have?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
How?
Big way.
Why?
Back in college.
You were, what happened?
I remember because I was in a sorority.
Okay.
And I had sex with one guy, and then we walked out together, and I saw someone in the hallway, and she's looking at me going, because I guess I put on a bikini.
Okay.
And she looked at me and she's like, "Are you aware that your boob is hanging out of your bikini?"
Oh my God. Okay.
So anyway, long story short, I somehow met up with another guy that night and had sex with him as well.
Were Quaaludes involved in
Yes,
this?
I was going to say, definitely because of Quaaludes.
Quaaludes before the first one or before the second one?
I'm going with probably both, knowing me.
What are you doing Quaaludes all day long?
I mean, I don't remember the details because I was doing Quaaludes.
You're unbelievable.
Thank you.
But times were different, Mother.
But times were different. And also, I was thinking about this crazy situation. And in my day, that was called a gangbang.
All right, so just to back up, you sneaky freaks, if you haven't heard, there is an OnlyFans challenge right now. An OnlyFans model doing a challenge. Her name is Phillips, and she is challenging herself to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours.
Right, it's a lot harder than the ice bucket challenge.
It's a lot harder than the ice bucket challenge. Apparently, the Guinness World Record, I don't know how the fuck they found this out. Who's measuring this?
How do they find that out?
919 men in 24 hours. Who's doing this? Is like it is like a physical challenge.
It totally is. I just can't imagine how sore.
Oh yeah.
The JJ is in this situation. It can't have been pleasant.
Okay, so let me set some foundation here.
Start the whole.
Okay, so Lily Phillips, this OnlyFans model, starts talking to her friend Bonnie Blue, another OnlyFans model, about setting this record together. Mm-hmm. They're not doing it together, but they're. Apparently, Bonnie beat her to the punch.
Oh, really?
She already did this whole challenge.
What?
Yes, she did it. She slept with 1,057 men in one night.
57.
Yeah. And actually, there is a part of this little video that I was checking out. I want to play that. You can actually see what her body is like after going through this thing. This is a super physical challenge. This is what she said after she went through this whole thing.
This is like the Olympics or something.
It is.
So I wanted to update you on what my body looks like after taking over 1,000 men. My eyes, not that red, and people did not have the best of aims. I was expecting them to be maybe even swollen or very red today, but they're not. My wrists really ache, and my legs, on the other hand, they're the ones that I've probably taken the,
oh my God,
I don't know, most physical battering, because they are very bruised and very sore today. But as a whole, it's no difference doing a marathon.
As a whole, what?
I believe she said, as a whole, it's no difference with doing a marathon.
I mean, that very much upset me looking at her bruises all over her legs. That can't have been fun.
Yeah, some people have kinky sex. They get bruises and stuff like that. I didn't like the comment about some guys didn't have good aim, so she was expecting to have redder eyes.
Because of stinging cum in the eyes.
Yes.
We've talked about that.
What do you mean we talked about that?
We've talked about it on this podcast before.
What do you mean stinging cum in the eyes?
Yes, I heard from some people.
that it stings?
Yeah, I told you I have not.
She's got 1,057 men jizzing in her fucking
over the
eye,
place.
all over the place, grabbing her wrist. I mean, this is a stranger. They're grabbing her wrists and putting pressure on the legs.
I mean, I was thinking when I was listening to this, I was thinking, what could prevent like some guy from like really hurting her, like physically, like not wanting to listen to her when she's like. I mean, how much consent could she have given them?
I mean, this is a very fast process.
Well, that's what differentiates that from Glory Hole Secrets.
What? Why are you comparing it to the Glory Hole Secrets?
I mean, because they seem to be doing it for a while over in the Glory Hole.
Yeah.
Because think about the pressure for a guy to perform. Can you imagine if you walked into a room, there's like 40, 50 guys in the room, and then you're up to bat?
It's like it's like a long line that you just sit in. You see the guys before and after you about to put your dick in the same thing. I don't know about this situation for me personally.
Well, you're getting all like agitated.
I wouldn't want to do this.
Why?
I would not want to participate in this.
What if you were number one? Would that make a difference?
I don't think so. I don't like having sex with people who are just trying to create a physical feat out of the thing.
She's a beautiful woman, by the way.
Both of them are. And they both seem like nice people, smart people. It is almost like I mean, it is kind of like stunt fucking. Like you're basically just trying to get a lot of attention.
Right. I mean, I wonder if they had a time limit, like they set a timer. Do you get 1 minute and you're up and you're done?
Great question.
I mean, what if somebody just banging away there and taking up like 20 minutes?
So I actually looked into this because I was like, how the fuck do they coordinate all this?
Wait, you looked into this?
I did some research. So basically, Lily Phillips is one of them who's about to do it, has an assistant, and she has to. The assistant has to sift through 5,000 applications so far to find the 1,000, and then they add a little buffer. They add maybe 50 to 100 guys just to make sure no one bails, and then she makes sure to meet her goal. Okay, the assistant then scheduled the guys in 15-minute intervals.
Oh, so 15 minutes.
Yes, 15 minutes per hour. So Lily would have enough time to reach her target, even if someone dropped out on the day.
I don't think that doesn't sound.
15 minutes is pretty good. I don't need that much time.
How much time do you think you'd actually need?
Yeah. You think she's getting to know these people at all?
Yeah, she's sitting there having like, let's discuss your childhood.
She's just dick in, let's go.
Dick in, let's go. And I'm just saying, I can't imagine guys like being completely ready at all. I mean, what happens is like, it's your turn.
What about her?
You can't.
She must be cruising through Uberloop.
You know what Uber lube for sure, our favorite lube. That was a necessity.
Yes.
Buckets of it.
Buckets.
You know what I started thinking about though? She doesn't get an orgasm from this.
Zero.
I mean, she might. I mean, if it hit the right position, she might sometimes get an orgasm, but I'm guessing for the most part, people are not really concerned about her satisfaction.
This is less like porn for me than it is like a David Blaine trick where he's training his body to go through a lot of like test human extremes.
Trick.
No, he's testing the physical, extremes of a human.
Is that what you were thinking?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because this is incredible. It's physically incredible.
All right.
Do you judge her for doing this?
No, I listen. I could personally, I would not want my daughter doing this.
Yes. Okay.
I wouldn't want to be personally doing this. I just think there's a lot of elements to be considered. Like, for example, I know they wear condoms, but still the condoms can break. And
where do they say that they're doing?
Because she showed the floor.
Oh yeah, and
she made
it. So Lily Phillips made a documentary called "I Slept with 100 Men in One Day," where she did sleep with 100 men in one day. And the aftermath of this thing in the video is insane.
Right. A guy almost vomited when he saw all the used condoms.
So many used condoms.
But even if you use condoms.
I am getting a little nauseous.
You're getting nauseous?
Just think about all the used condoms floating around.
What about the smell? What about the smell? You're the one who's always talking about the smell.
It is so bizarre. I can't handle it.
I told you, I kind of was privy to this during my early 20s.
What do you mean privy?
Well, I was in a home where there was a girl who, in order to please her boyfriend, she was sleeping with his friends.
I don't like this at all.
And so they would stand around in a circle, and literally do like a gangbang on her.
Oh, yeah.
I had to talk to her after that. I had to talk.
And you said what?
You don't need to do this.
And did she stop?
Well, it got worse.
Oh, okay.
Apparently her father got wind of this because she didn't come home. And because a cab driver that dropped her off at this person's house, he came home to the father to get money because the girl didn't pay him. So the father knew where the girl was at, and he comes in looking for the girl. It was dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
So I told her she didn't have to do this. This is not necessary.
Yeah.
And that she should have some more self-respect.
Yep.
Unless she maybe liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, she could that's the thing. Lily Phillips says she called herself a whore. She says she's excited. She's always been like this, even before she was getting paid on OnlyFans to do this type of shit. So, if this floats her boat, I think it's fine.
I mean, stuff like this goes on all the time in the glory hole.
What do you keep talking about the glory holes for?
I like the glory.
What glory holes are you referring to?
I'm talking about porn in Czechoslovakian glory holes.
Yeah, but there's porn. This entertainment is fake,
But what is she doing?
Yeah, but that's like a real feat, she's not an actress playing it, That's what's different here. Anyway, I think it's time to turn to the sneaky freaks.
Yeah, we asked the sneaky freaks what they thought about this. What was the question of the day?
So this is the Lube It Up question of the day, presented by Uber Lube.
To save the day.
Uber Lube is our favorite lube. They lube up our conversation. They lube up our bodies when we're trying to do oral, anal, or vaginal, or 1,000 men in one day.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, Uber Lube was probably the only lube that would be able to withstand the battering that was going on.
That's right. So
because it doesn't smell, it doesn't taste funky. It's really the perfect lube.
It's the perfect lube, and they are lubing up this conversation with the question of the day, which is...
Well, how do people get Uber Lube?
Uberlube.com. Enter that promo code SNEAKY.
Sneaky.
You get 10% off and free shipping. Okay, so this is the question of the day. An OnlyFans star slept with 100 guys in 24 hours, and now she wants to hit 1,000. Is this impressive or insane? What do you say?
I say insane.
Insane?
But what's interesting is we usually send out a question of the week before our actual podcast, and we got a ton of responses this time.
This is a popular one.
Yeah, more so than usual. People like to weigh in on whether this was impressive or insane. What do you think?
I think it's more impressive.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's impressive. It's a physical feat that I'm blown away by.
Oh, back to the David Blaine.
I also think there is something impressive about how shameless this person is. Both of them are. And they just don't give a shit what other people think. I'm a little disturbed by them wanting to do this for attention.
What do you mean?
I don't like how our society, especially our president, Elon Musk, they're doing these outlandish things just to gain attention because they know attention is a very valuable resource. But to do these things just to gain attention, it's like, I think it's corrupting our society a little bit.
Well, I didn't really like the bruises on her body, but let's go on. What do they say?
Okay, so this was from Tracy. This was her response to the question of, is this insane in the brain or is this impressive?
I'd say she's insane. I don't know how she can do that. Her poor coochie must be screaming.
How?
I would not be able to handle that much in only 24 hours. You wouldn't see me walking for a month.
I mean, I would need a serious rest after this.
I'm thinking it could actually do damage.
Can you imagine having someone videotape you as interview you after going through this? That must have been very challenging emotionally.
That thing's maybe not.
The body keeps the score. The body knows what it's going through.
Yeah.
It's like someone playing a really, really intense sport or marathon or something.
What number?
This is an Olympic challenge.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, what number would you do? Like, would you do it 50 times?
You think if I were the OnlyFans star, what would my ideal number be?
What would be?
That's a good question, Mother. I don't know if I'd want more than 5 people in a day.
5?
That'd be my limit.
With or without Quaaludes?
No Quaaludes involved. Maybe chai lattes. Actually, no milk. No
milk.
Just chai tea.
Yeah. The
What-
lactose is not a good thing for
Yeah.
this.
What about you?
I mean, what's my reward for doing this?
I guess this is attention that you get if you wanted to publish it live, broadcast it.
I don't think I want that kind of attention.
Okay, so why do you ask the question?
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe 5.
Okay, 5. Brian says, here's what Brian said.
It's insane and impressive because when you think about it, that means that each guy had about 14 minutes with her. If she bumped that up to 1,000, it's going to have to be like every 30 seconds, a different guy's inside her. That's insane, but sneakingly impressive. The question I have for you, Cam, is would you want to be one of the 1,000 guys?
Would you, Cam?
Absolutely not. No way.
Yeah,
I
well-
like to have a connection with the person, first of all. Second of all, seeing all the rest of the guys there makes me feel, I'm like, oh, clearly I'm just a piece of meat over here.
Oh, you feel used?
I would feel very used. Isn't that interesting?
I'm wondering if they're like
Isn't
doing.
that interesting? Is
Yeah.
she the one being used, or are they the ones being used? Are they using each other? It's a transaction.
in a strip club.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting, but stupid. Go on.
All right. I was wondering if you had to be in the lineup,
Yes,
what number would you prefer?
I just told
1
you.
or 100, or 1 or 1,000?
1.
You'd be the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be an obvious choice for me.
But what would happen though? Like, I mean, if you're like up there and you can't get it up,
I'd be able to get it up immediately.
really?
That's no problem.
I've watched on glory holes, and a lot of times the guys can't get it going.
What glory hole? What is this? What is this, like a live glory hole feed? What is this?
No, I just have, that my preferred porn genre is the glory holes.
So and then sometimes it sounds pretty
Sometimes
real if they can't get it up.
Oh yeah, I've Dirty D in the Porn Star Theater.
It's not real.
There's some guys that can't get it up.
All right, here we go.
How do you know that's not real?
I know it's not real
How do you know though?
because it's produced. That's the whole thing. They even put a disclaimer at the top of it, don't they?
No,
They don't.
I don't know.
I've never seen anything. I've never even seen that.
You're thinking casting couch.
I've actively avoided all of that just because I don't want to be watching the same porn as you.
Okay. How would you know what porn I'm watching?
Because you talk about
No,
it
I'm
nonstop.
saying, but it wouldn't be at the exact same time that I'm watching it.
It doesn't matter at the time. I don't
Just
want to
the
be thinking about the same.
Well, I like the casting couch too.
Well, it's off the table.
It's off the list.
It's off the list. This is what Ralph
Well,
says.
what do you like? You like the Nuru?
I haven't watched porn in a long time. Here's what Ralph says.
That is impressive and insane. I want to know how I can become one of those guys.
Some of these guys want to do it, you know? What do you think is what is enticing them to want this?
Well, a lot of guys may not have access to sex at all.
That's a good point.
This is an easy access to getting your rocks off.
And they're very inclusive of all ages, sizes, shapes. That was listed in the more diversity of human, the better. That's kind of noble.
Very noble.
That's nice.
And virgins, but they all had to be at least 18.
They did all have to be 18. They had to take a picture with their passport.
Really?
They did, yeah. Here's one from LJ. I like this one.
Who am I to say impressive or insane? Alls I want to know is where can I sign up for the shenanigans? LOL, can I be number 1,000?
That guy wants to be the end.
Why would you want to be 1,000?
I have no idea. Maybe it's like a grand finale or something. I bet the last one is probably a grand
Like
finale.
fireworks are going off?
Yeah, but she's probably fucking exhausted. So it's just, the camera crew and him. It's nuts.
I remember.
Can you imagine shooting this?
Do you know, I just realized something.
Huh.
I forgot which documentary I saw, but some captives, like in Afghanistan or whatever, are put in these huts and they have the soldiers come through and just continually rape these girls.
I mean, this. Some people have said this is controversial because people get tortured doing this, you know.
Right.
But I don't really agree. I think if this is consensual for everyone
Right,
involved,
right.
fuck it. There's people like pain sometimes. Yeah, but what about this camera crew? They're sitting back there filming 24 hours of some person getting fucked by a bunch of different people.
And can you imagine the jism flying into lenses?
The jism? The jism flying? Yeah. Yeah, you gotta fucking get some windshield wipers for that shit.
Oh.
Disgusting.
She talked about how it's really good for her face.
I know. She thought it was good for the skin. I don't know if I buy that shit.
No, that's the men trying to come up with a good excuse for why they can do that.
Yeah. We got Gord who says, that's less than 90 seconds per guy. Hope they are quick and she doesn't need any breaks.
90 seconds per guy. So a lot of people did the math.
A lot of people did the math. Listen to this one.
I think it's impressive and insane. I need to do some math here. Asterisk buffering asterisk. So if my calculations are correct, she would need to sleep with one person every 1 minute and 26.4 seconds. Possible, I suppose. Enjoyable? I hope so. Would it be profitable? I'm going to say absolutely. To each their own.
Yeah. It probably is probably all those things are true. I hope it's enjoyable. I don't think it's going to be so enjoyable. She didn't, in the video of Bonnie Blue, she wasn't talking about how enjoyable that was.
So she was just doing it for the notoriety.
She's doing it for the notoriety. It can't be that fun. How about, this is perhaps my favorite. That was Amanda, by the way. Thank you, Amanda.
Maybe you should do the opposite of this, Cam.
No sex for 1,000 days?
You should have sex with 1,000 women.
No. I will not be doing that.
For how much money would you do it?
1,000 women?
In a day.
In a day? $10 million?
$10 million to do it?
Yeah.
All right.
$10 million's pretty good.
What about $9 million?
I'm not into this.
Where do you draw the line?
At $10 million.
All right.
How about you? 1,000 men?
I'd do it for $1,000. Just kidding. For me to have sex with 1,000 men like her, I told you, it would have to be a complete. I'd have to be destitute, and it'd have to be millions.
Yeah, I would hate seeing that.
I mean, I feel used when I sell a pair of my.
I mean, what do you think the parents are thinking?
I don't
to
think
see their daughter doing this.
Maybe the parents are proud.
I don't know. I think
I thought about that.
I just imagine you doing this. I would have given my life for this not to happen to you.
Oh,
maybe not my life, but I would have gone to great lengths. Yeah,
you'd have to have a talk with me.
Definitely have a fucking talk with you. Here's JC.
Taking 1,000 dicks at 5.5 inches, 1 minute each. That's a year's supply of dick in a day, 20 minutes times 50 weeks. 1,000 times 5.5 inches equals 458 feet, or over 40-story tall building height of dicks. Thinking of damage risk versus reward, it's more sane than most jobs working outside soldiers, construction worker, firefighters. Impressive feats are rarely the result of sanity, but stunt fucking for a few million a year is pretty sane.
That's pretty good.
He did a lot of calculations. I love the average dick. It's fine.
Yeah. 40-story tall buildings, height of dicks.
Hilarious.
40-story building of dicks. It's a lot of dick going.
It's crazy.
It's a lot of dick.
Freaking crazy.
Yeesh. Yeah.
Are you thinking like of rubber dildos?
I like that. I would just imagine the meat of the dick meat and layered on top of each other,
and whether or not it's girth versus length.
I was thinking that it must be average 5.5. Yeah, because I bet she's got some much larger ones, some much smaller ones too. Right. Going, oh my god, interesting, very interesting. You know, the STI portion of it. You know, let that one actually. I thought I had one that.
Yeah, some people talked about that.
Maybe I didn't.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of diseases.
I know, and they're not even screening that much for her. Erica said, I think it's insane. Maybe it's my medical background, but all I can think of is all the possible STIs that could possibly be obtained. I also think of how much pain she would be in by the end. I just imagine how raw her vaginal walls would be from constant thrusting. I'm not condemning her by any means, and if she can actually accomplish this, more power to her. I'm supportive if this is an actual endeavor that she wants to conquer.
I bet there's going to be a lot of copycats of these.
Well, there's already 2. I mean, it's a Guinness World Record. People are always competing, you know? Apparently, Lily has encouraged people to include in their applications what STIs they've been checked for. Her assistant prioritizes candidates who have been tested. But there's no rules that the men who apply to sleep with Lily Phillips have to be checked for STIs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But she's wearing a condom, so the only major problem is if the condom breaks.
How do you know she's wearing a condom?
Because there are condoms all over.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, she's not wearing a condom. The guys are. But back to that situation.
I bet there's a box of condoms sitting right there. Wait, everyone has to get them.
I'm sure that you got to wrap that shit up.
Oh, God.
But I was thinking, the other thing I was thinking about was pregnancy. But I guess if she's on the pill, I'm sure she's on something.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Well, your daddy could be one of 1,000.
Literally one in 1,000. All right, let's end with this one from Kylie.
Insane. No slut shaming over here, but that sounds like trying to run 1,000 miles in 24 hours. Just exhausting and sweaty and uncomfortable, also potentially deadly? Cam, didn't you once say that if a person orgasms more than like 10 times in a day, they'd need emergency medical attention? Or were you joking? I've missed y'all.
I missed you too, Kylie.
That is hilarious. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Well, I was talking about my ball breaker. When I broke my balls after coming 7 times in a night with someone, and I had to go to the hospital. Yeah, could you imagine that? Yeah. But I think men and women are different in this way.
What?
This vas deferens, there's just only so much you can pump out of those things before they start getting inflamed.
No, forget about your vas deferens.
Well,
what about
I had the epididymis. The epididymitis is what I had.
Oh, you had epididymitis. That? Oh, yeah. Do I remember that? Yeah, you called me up from the emergency room when you were at college.
Yeah, horrible experience. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I mean, the woman's got, besides the bruises and stuff that we saw already, the tissues of the vaginal wall must be ripped to shreds.
Oy.
Oh
God.
Oh my God. Whose idea was it to do this?
You know what? I think we need, so thank you very much, Uberloop, for sponsoring that segment of the show. I think we're going to bring this to a conclusion here. And I think that's our analysis of this. Any final thoughts related to this challenge or all of the controversy around it?
Think of your body first.
So you still disagree with them doing this? I
think it's very dangerous. You can hurt her vagina for life.
Yeah, I think see what you're doing for attention. And, it's funny because we're talking about sex. It is literally called Sex Talk with My Mom, which is very clickbaity. No, but we have a noble cause around it as well, which is to open up the conversation between parents and their kids, right. So I don't know. I don't like this social trend of just trying to get as much attention as humanly possible, whether it's good or bad. And so that's my final takeaway. But, it's her body. To each your own.
That's right.
Thank you, you sneaky freaks, for all of your fun responses.
Yeah,
you made this a really fun episode to create.
For participating in that.
And we love hearing from you. If you want to participate in any future conversation, give us a text. 310-356-3920. That number is in our episode's description. I want to thank all of our sneaky freak patrons.
Oh, yeah.
For supporting our show and giving us this wonderful space to record in. Thank you to you, podcaster, for making it happen.
And please sign up for all our social media. If TikTok goes, you know where else to find us. There's other places like
Sex
YouTube.
Talk with My Mom.
Everything is Sex Talk with My Mom.
And please share this with a friend who you think it'll entertain.
Yes.
We love you guys. Talk to you soon.
And let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and having a sore vajayjays.
Vajayjays. Vajayjays. Bye.